G'day guys, my name is Lord Tomo, here again with another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collector review. As you already know, I'm good old Lord Tomo. We have the little blue stay here, hiding behind the actual item we're about to review, which is a Sonic the Hedgehog, or in this case, Pop's Sonic the Hedgehog. Pretty interesting little thing, of course. Now, the actual company that made it, just clear this out of the way, just before I give you some back history, is a Funko. So you can check out their website and whatnot. Basically, for those who are new to my channel or those who have checked out my, my previous videos, they have made a different series as well, the Bobby Head series, which they made a Sonic version, Tails and Knuckles. You can check them out in my obviously channel if you want to check those out. But they've just made a new line of series, which is referred to as Pop's Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, actually they're called Pops, but in this instance it's called Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, basically Funko has created other stuff in the Pop series, which is obviously Sonic the Hedgehog. They did a Tails, they did a Knuckles, they've done Power Rangers, they've done Star Wars, they've done various Marvels, and I think some DC characters, I'm not entirely sure, but they're pretty much pumping them out by the mass folder, so you can see them, pretty much everywhere these days. Anyway, now the series individually, or the distinct feature of the Pop series, is more or less, it's just the miniaturized version of the actual item, in this case Sonic, and they've made the head super big and they've added their own eyes to it, so it kind of makes it unique, which I think is kind of adorable in their own right. I'll speak a little more about that, especially with this one in particular. So before we get into the actual item, let's more or less discuss the box, of course, just to get that out of the way. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog version. Now it's predominantly just blue. No, predominantly white, but the marking of blue, which is the checkered, which is kind of in way standard to Sonic the Hedgehog, the Green Hill Zone. The number 6, Tails I think is number 7 and Knuckles is number 8. I'm not entirely sure what the other numbers are because they have made other ones, so I'm not going to collect the series, I'm just going to collect the ones that are associated with Sonic. The actual item inside, I'm going to take him out, let you show, and you just have a side image of good old Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think is extremely adorable because you actually have him angry, if not annoyed / pissed off, which is awesome. You have just briefly at the bottom Sonic, and it says Valve figure, and it's various language. So it's pretty, it stands out, but it doesn't stand out, if that makes sense. It's predominantly white. Like these sort of items, they have it laid out completely, so you can definitely check them out. But yeah, it's pretty nice. So this is number 6. Actually, on the side, you have a better image of what the actual item is more or less going to look like. You have Pops, what it is, and you have a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog there. Obviously at the bottom, you have a little sneaky head of Sonic, upside down. I'm guessing that's a serial number. Might be, I don't know. And you have Funko, which is around. On the other side, it's exactly the, wait, upside. You just have good old Sonic the Hedgehog, flip it around, and you just have a extremely little, I don't know, for whatever reason, this really sells it for me. You just have angry Sonic just pissed off right there, which I think is awesome. At the back, you just have the other ones that are more or less collectible, which is Tails and Knuckles. I have those. I will review them down the track, of course, but yeah, just to show you what to be expecting and whatnot. So overall, the box is alright. I don't know if you're into collecting, the full merchandise and whatnot, but it's definitely there if you want to check it out. Pretty nice, pretty, pretty cute in a way. But yeah, that's it. Let's take it out, because that's what we do here in the Lord Tomo's channel. So you kind of have like pretty much like the the bobblehead version of the Sonic ones. You have the bobblehead of the Sonic ones. You kind of have this kind of weird looking plastic bit, which is alright. Let's take him out. Okay, I'm just having a quick look at it. Okay, so this actual item itself is stationed. By that I mean there's no forms of articulation that I can see. Nope. Okay, there's definitely no forms of articulation. Basically, this is purely just for display purposes only, which isn't bad if you're just into just bits and pieces of Sonic, but it's definitely display purposes only. So for the most part, they captured the true essence of Sonic. You just have obviously his head. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but yeah. There we go. You kind of have like a flat surface head there, weird looking, but if you look directly at it, it's pretty cute in a way. Now what makes this one extremely adorable, that the reason why I wanted to get it was because he's got pissed off eyes. You don't actually see Sonic annoyed. You see Sonic annoyed, but you wouldn't have an actual pissed off sort of face, which is what it is. The only thing that bums me personally, there's two things that bums me personally, is you don't actually have a mouth, which I think would have reflected Sonic a little more better. in my personal opinion. But you know, you make do with what you have. And the only thing is, now that I'm having a quick look at it, the paint apps on this could do better. Just to give you a small glimpse, there's these back spikes. Mind you, this is brand new, just took it out of the box just then, so you know it's not broken. It's just I would have preferred they took a little more care with the paint apps. I don't know if it's just mine. I'm hoping it's just mine, and you know, it could be, you know, better for other people, but you can definitely tell it's just, you know, the paint apps could do better. But let's talk briefly about the actual figurine itself. You have his ears, of course, that's Hominid. You have his nose, awesome. Lacking the mouth, sadly. You have his chest, which you can probably tell. I know my webcam isn't the best, but you can probably tell the different colors. It was predominantly blue, but they just painted that kind of like skin color tone on top of it, which you can see the actual blue semi extruding out of it. Like I said, a little more attention to care to the paint apps would have preferred. You have his arms, pretty Hominid. You have actually fine details of his actual fist. Pardon me. Now you have his 5 fingers, which is awesome. At the very bottom, it just has Funko. Just give you a little more information at them. Like I said, it's not posable. At the back, you have 2 spikes, adorable. Even has his little tails, and you can tell this is obviously modern Sonic, based by his shoes, which is very the modern Sonic, retro Sonic. I don't think actually had that, but for the most part, it's pretty alright. It's pretty cute. It's I have no issues with it. Like I said, other than the fact that his paint apps unfortunately do suck. Well, which I can understand, but in the same time, a bit, you know, meticulous with how I want my certain items. But it's all, like I said, it's an alright figurine. If you just have it there in your workstation, I'll probably have this in my workstation with Knuckles and that back at work. And you obviously have his, you know, it's alright. It just would have preferred it. But other than that, it's an actual pretty nice, you know, figurine. On eBay, they sell it for about roughly $10. I think plus shipping is $6. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure with that. I got my one from my local comic store, the comic shop, the comic store. I just go in, buy my comics, you know, they have merchandise and all that sort of stuff. So this is pretty around. I got it for about $16-17. Plus I got a discount because I've been a member for a couple of years. But that's my little back history. So it's alright. Like I said, is it worth getting it? If you're one of those people who are pretty much strapped for cash, like you need your cash, or you're really meticulous on how you use your cash, this might consider a pass. Me, I'm not loaded by all means, but it's one of those things where I just figured, why not, you know. So it's pretty alright. It's pretty cute, especially if you have it, you know, just in his little display of sorts. Am I even putting him in right? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But yeah, it's pretty, like I said, it's definitely an adorable little piece. It's definitely, you know, I think it's maybe worth it. It really depends on the actual person itself. So $16, $17, totally up to you on how you wanna, you know, spend your money. I bought it for the sake of buying it, being Sonic, of course. So who knows? Now, in terms of rarity, it really depends on where you are located in the world. This is posing more difficulties than I thought. I'll just leave it like that. So in terms of rarity, look, it's definitely just been released. It's 1 star out of 10, if that, simply because it's common. You're going to find it. There's no issues there. If you have troubles, you can definitely find Amazon, eBay's gaming websites, stuff like that. So it's definitely not hard to find. Is it worth it? It really depends on the person. But yeah, I guess you can really check it out for yourself. Anyway guys, thank you so much for checking out my review, and leave any comments, you know, what's your thoughts about it. I'm curious to know your opinion on that. Anyway guys, thank you so much. Speed on, peace out, and wait till next week. Take care.